could be a thing. It's not going to be a thing. Come on.
I can't imagine it being a thing.
What would support Sett do?
Well, support Sett does, he maxes W and tries to build one item, and then superplex and E. It's real.
Is it real?
Yeah, it's over past 20 seconds.
I guess so. I might just quickly do a little bit of digging to see what Life has been doing
So
in
you
solo
can go
queue.
full tank support Sett with CDR
Life is
items.
rank 8, by the way, and has played a couple of games of support Sett.
Well, do we know if that's support Sett or?
Oh, that's a good point. Let me go down. As yep, that's support Sett.
Yeah. Okay, so it's support Sett with pure tank items, and so that's a really nice pivot
That's really
by
cute.
Gen.G.
And with an MF lane, MF is largely self-sufficient. She can control a lane herself. So you can have room for some of these more unorthodox supports that you already saw in the Rumble. Of course, that was paired with an Ezreal, but a similar school of thought can apply. And now, this is a Gen.G squad with crazy teamfight ability and maneuverability around these fights as well.
Yeah. And this is just really crazy to look at. This is yet again. It just feels like Gen.G have massacred Hanwha Life in the draft phase.
Still we'll have to see how it plays out, because I feel like as far as the lane matchups are concerned, this is a better news story for Hanwha Life this time around. And Haru will be able to get a bit more agency in the jungle in the early few levels, unless Clid is able just to fire through his jungle. Gathering Storm taken by Tempt as well. In fact, no one taking the Forbidden Scorch. See, Ruler's got Gathering Storm on the other side. So
Electrocute.
Nice.
On the Azir is also a bit interesting, and so that'll obviously give BDD more options inside of the laning phase for Poke, as he's also taking heal, not teleport.
And minion dematerializer to make sure that he can keep the wave shoved.
Yeah, that's very surprising.
Of course, Azir was picked into Cassio, and Miasma can really ruin Azir's day.
Yes.
So we'll see how
if you're in range,
how BDD is actually going to be able to play around having that dash stopped. As he's got a bunch of soldiers in here, he will just continue. He will just begin by shoving this wave relentlessly.
Well, so far down here in bot lane, let's see what type of stuff ends up happening. Now, can't see Life's ability yet. He hasn't taken damage, so we can't see if he has the crit.
I would imagine Facebreaker would be what you'd want to be using most of the time, I guess. Yeah,
but I guess if you're getting shoved in, you just take the W.
Yeah.
As no autos. Life and Ruler seem like they're on different universes with whatever's happening. And so yeah, it is going to be the W. True damage, procced.
Hurts a lot. We're looking for level 2, starting off a bit of a fight here.
I really like the Observer, giving us a bit of time down there in bot lane, letting us see.
Yeah. Always worth it when new bottom lanes like this have happened, and so far in the LCK we haven't even seen the Taric set either, as Life straight up misses that one. That's not what you want, but that was a Q going to Narnia there from Vsta. Shout out to our boy Ejim that should be here next week, maybe. We'll see. Who knows? Visas are really hard to get, as it turns out. Took me until March before I got to the LCK after being hired in November.
Okay, well,
yeah,
that's not what I like to hear, Atlus. That's
just saying, it ain't Ejim's fault. I've seen this one before as Life comes in, and so does Clid. Gets a flash, and Lehends maybe a little bit late on that one as the Facebreaker was the second pickup, and Life throws out the Haymaker and gives the kill over to Ruler. Clid, he can even take his tunnel back if he would like to, but now Vsta finds himself alone in this lane.
And this is a really good early start here for Gen.G. You can see that Rascal not even getting threatened at all up here in top lane on this Ornn. If he ends up CSing perfectly, he'll find himself ahead of the MOrdekaiser. And Ruler and Life just doing really good. They'll be able to pile up this wave, wait for the next wave to arrive, and then try to hard crash it. Clid looking for more action.
Yeah, might actually be able to get into Haru's jungle here towards the bottom side, but decides against it. He's just going to go over to his blue, take the Gromp, head over to his Raptors, and then continue pushing further forward as we have a look at this gank once again.
We see what ends up happening. Vsta and Lehends, they're not achieving anything on this wave. They're not trading against the opponent. They really can't. The next minion wave is about to reinforce, and so if you ask yourself the question, what are they trying to do? Because they're not trying to crash and get played. They're not trying to poke. They're not trying to trade. All of the setup doesn't really make a lot of sense. We got a heavy trade.
Yeah, we're going to be able to find it here as Haru jumps on in, but Life got the best possible face breaker on the two bottom laners, and that is going to dissuade any sort of aggression. Support Sett's actually working out pretty well so far.
Yeah. He'll be able to go full tank, as we mentioned earlier. And Stone Plate's a pretty nice item. And then also, because true damage can't be stopped.
Yeah.
That is a nice little combo.
Clid's also going to be able to sneak into this brush. Didn't even utilize the alcove in order to do so. It's
Life
a
has
decent
flash.
double up. Oh, Facebreaker doesn't find the mark there, as Life might just be baiting. Throws out the Haymaker, and in goes Clid. Looks for Vsta, gets the knock-up. Dazzle's going to stun Clid. Is now able to get a three-man stun. Clid might actually have to get out of there, but no. Not going to fall just yet. Does, in fact, escape.
So, Facebreaker's on cooldown, and all that they had to do was wait for it. And then with Life having flash available, it would be a guaranteed kill.
Do you know if you can Facebreaker flash, or whether you have to flash Facebreaker?
Facebreaker. Okay. So, a little bit surprising.
Oh, man. The Dongjun Taric situation, once again, reminding us. Started over back in the OGN days, where he actually did the cosplay. It was beautiful.
Well, wouldn't you say that it's marvelous or fabulous?
Yes.
Yeah. I think that would be a lot better.
Outrageous.
As Rascal is completely fine. MOrdekaiser has to be really careful. He's actually in lethal range. Okay, he's still in lethal range. Now, does Rascal know that he's in lethal range? I don't know. Doesn't look like he actually knows.
He just Searing Charged out, so that would say no.
So right now, Cuvee, because of his HP value, if Rascal knows about the Ornn combo, you end up doing the Q. Now on MOrdekaiser, there's a bit of a mix-up. You do the Q and then you W so that MOrdekaiser can't respawn Death Realm. Because he won't be able to bring you in there. So you Q, R, W immediately, Mord can't respawn Death Realm, and then you E, knock him up, chain the knockups together, you'll end up killing him without MOrdekaiser being able to respond. And it doesn't seem like a lot of people actually know about it, but it creates such insane pressure in lane for Ornn.
Well, see whether he can figure that one out as we get a decent stun there. Onto Life, Gravitum really helping Vsta out here in this lane, but he has used it up. Severum Crescendum now armed for the Aphelios. Gonna have to be fighting very short range. Does certainly help out with Taric as far as getting those heals available and things like that. However, not great up against the Sett, who really does want you up close and personal. Haru really desperately trying to impact this lane. Not a lot of vision available here towards the bottom side, and we'll see whether Gen.G do play overly aggressively. Bastion target, of course, is going to be Vsta, so he's going to get a bunch of that health back. As Clid comes in, clears out a ward. Haru finds him with a Q, actually dives straight in. As Clid actually has his tunnel interrupted, I think by the dragon, which was quite odd.
And
Nick not used just yet, as the Facebreaker interaction was a very strange one, as Ruler sees the control ward. It isn't what he wants to be doing here, but is able to use the Blast Cone, gets himself to safety. Now Hanwha Life are thinking about heading towards this trade. Death Realm has been used topside. Rascal gets obliterated. Ornn, wrong direction. Ain't great news, but it looks like Cuvee's just dead anyway. Okay.
That was Cuvee initiating the trade, handshaking it, and saying, yeah, I'm sure I want to do this.
And then never flashing or anything.
As the bungee cord that was about to...
Oh, the answering flash from BDD, so beautiful! Nothing that Tempt could do. And it's going to be flash for flash, but a kill over to BDD there in the mid lane. That's why I picked the Azir. He's just real damn good at it.
Well, he's going to have the CS advantage now. Tempt will have teleport, going to be able to get back into the lane as Clid now...
This is Conqueror Rek'Sai, so I thought that with Haru engaging, it was going to be really dangerous, given the fact that if you take Hail of Blades, you die in one rotation at about that level on the Lee Sin, but not to be the case, a little bit more of a Biffo version. So Okay, now Rascal throws out the Ornn and then finds Cuvee.
Wow.
He said what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing.
Yeah, amen.
This was Cuvee saying, I want to take this trade, and immediately after we just see this. And this is the mechanical outplay
So good.
by BDD, Clid being there, perfect alignment for the knockup, but honestly, I really can't get over that top lane thing. That
was perplexing to say the least.
it's like you're going bungee jumping, and then
Yeah.
you have the cord attached to you, but you see it's not attached to anything else, and you're like, yeah, I still want to go over the ledge.
Yeah. No. You saying I don't have the courage?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Can't
Cuvee,
jump
yes,
over fast
yeah,
enough.
I get it, you know, there's testosterone and stuff that happens, you know, making you want to fight, but that was not when you wanted to do it.
Think I'm not alpha enough?
Yeah, exactly. You think I wouldn't do it? I too like to play dangerously.
This is like that Key and Peele skit, the gullible prison guards.
Oh, yeah,
Did you see that one yet? Oh,
Yeah.
that one's good. I think I won't let you out of here.
Oh my god.
Oh, jeez. Well,
So hopefully Cuvee can tidy that one up, but right now the lane is over for him.
I mean,
After
the lane
losing that,
has
it
been
was-
over. More
Yeah, no, but
doesn't
it's
beat
real.
Ornn.
It's real big over now.
I can't get over it. So I'm watching every single region, although I watch only about a third of LEC.
Yeah.
But I'm watching every LCS game, every LCK, and it's just so bizarre. The amount of players that are picking Mord into Ornn, as well as picking Mord into Sett. And it's like,
The Mord into Sett is really strange.
do you not realize that he loses both of these matchups, nor does he outscale them?
And they're not actually using the Mord to try and guarantee neutral objectives either, which is what
Right,
MOrdekaiser
right.
is so incredibly good at. Like, it's not like they're picking the MOrdekaiser in order to achieve a higher purpose.
Very confusing.
That's an easy smite
Yeah.
there from Haru. Just bring it into the rush next time, boys. A little bit of a
And-
misplay on Clid's part.
BDD doesn't actually have a mana item, and so will be a little bit more difficult.
Well, that's not difficult at all as Tempt just yells into nowhere. Haru now trying to find the kill onto Clid. He will do so, but now BDD has the Sand Soldiers set up. Fair bit of damage there. If he gets out of the way of some Qs, he will be alright, as Conquering Sands will be back off cooldown pretty soon, but Haru has made it to safety. 1-for-1 trade there in the mid lane. More kills for BDD.
And he did the play that he did so that Clid could not respond with his ultimate.
Yeah, actually,
And so-
that's still off cooldown.
Yeah.
Like it a lot. Get the kick out first.
Rascal being extremely reserved in this Ornn versus Mord matchup, especially when the Lee Sin was just shown. Cuvee is at 1,050 right now. Almost actually in lethal. Take a look at this again. Another perfect setup.
Yeah, it
By
was really
BDD.
beautifully done.
And then right there, flash so that Rek'Sai can't get the burrow in the tunnel.
나 가는 중. 이거 버텨봐.
I'm going.
괜찮긴 해.
It's okay. I don't know if I'd agree with that. I think your mid laner dying and then the enemy mid getting all the solo XP on the minion wave is a pretty bad thing.
Well, he comes back. He's almost completed the Nash's Tooth, has BDD. And Rascal's already almost taken that turret plate. Now Haru's going to move into this lane. He's got a Rift Herald just set up, and they want to use it before those plates get taken down. The Death Realm is where Rascal resides and will flash eventually. The Q's going to miss, and Rascal's going to survive. He has teleport available, but Shelly.
Red doesn't kill all the minions.
Oh,
okay.
that's
Well,
a big yikes.
That's a me.
Yeah.
That's
Don't want to be doing it that way. It's poker in the eye. Poker in the eye. There we go.
how do you know that's her eye?
Because that's what it's called.
That's what it's called, but how do you know that's the eye? What if
Oh, I don't know. There's
Yeah.
Rascal going to get out. Searing Charge and a kick to get him on his way. About 100 health there as Clid comes on into the lane as well, but isn't going to be able to find any kills, but Rascal should be able to survive for the moment. Root there onto Ruler. Get my 80 carries mixed up. No, I'm not. He's just rooted. Okay. That's how that works.
do you know what that looked like? That looked like at the you ever go to a water park and you come
Yeah.
off the water slide
Yeah.
and you're sort of like in the air, but
And then you do the bump,
Yeah,
bump, bump.
yeah.
That was a little bit like that,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
that was pretty nice. That was water park Ornn.
I like it.
As okay, well, Leandre Stormman completed for Cuvee.
There's a pretty good water park here in Korea. Should go sometime.
I've never been.
Really?
To the, yeah, I've never been to Everland.
Yeah, it's Everland, right? I haven't been there either.
There's another one.
As
Lotte
in-
World.
Yeah,
right?
I've been to Lotte World.
Okay, I haven't been to either one, surprisingly. There's also something at Jeju, I think.
Yeah, I'd assume so.
Yeah.
I haven't been to that one either. I went to Jeju, but
Oh, okay, yeah. You haven't been to many places, Atlus.
I haven't been to Japan.
But you
and I live in
claim
Korea.
to
I'm an
be
idiot.
from somewhere that just doesn't exist.
That's true.
So
I spent a lot of time in Australia, which isn't a real place. How can I assume that anywhere is real if I don't come from anywhere real?
yeah, I mean, we all know Summoner's Rift's a globe, and the Earth is flat.
No, it's not.
All right.
Runeterra is a disc. Summoner's Rift is something very different. It's Tempt once again puts his flash on cooldown. As he has to, Gen.G continue to have a well of control, but 1.4 thousand gold is nowhere near the lead that they had in game number 1 at 15 minutes. So hold your heads high, Hanwha Life. You've done better this time around. But it's an Infernal Soul. Everything's a bit on fire.
Yeah.
And that continues to be Hanwha Life's story.
They're staring it down in 10 minutes. It's going to end up coming up. So definitely a bit of a rough situation here if you are a Hanwha Life fan. And the other thing is that this Taric pick doesn't really do a whole lot because the disengage on the side of Gen.G is just so large.
Yeah, they have a lot of maneuverability, and they can have the agency to start off fights whenever they would like. And also, they don't really rely on cooldowns that much. I mean, you'd have to throw the ult as soon as you see an Ornn, right? But then you just move away, and then you engage with BDD. You engage with Life. You do what you want. As the Ornn does come down, that's a triple knock-up this time for Rascal. Nailed it.
I don't know.
There's the suplex into the backline, as we do have the ultimate to come out from Lehends. Keeps everyone alive as Life goes golden. He will be the first casualty on Gen.G's side for this team fight, as BDD does have to follow his Sand Soldiers out of that pit, and that is just a straight-up win for Hanwha.
Yeah, it's a very big win. And so they're going to get that Herald. They're going to be able to likely bring it into what I assume is going to be top lane so they can get the first turret of the game. As BDD there in mid lane, Nashor's Tooth first item on the Azir.
Didn't find a window to get his ultimate out as well, so BDD does still have that one available. Not really a good news story.
And it feels like
that you're talking about is used top lane.
we got pseudo caster cursed in the sense that the Taric ultimate came out, prevented Sett's damage. Sett was going to die anyway, regardless of what would happen with the ult. Clid making his way top lane here, actually down in XP, at least then doing a much better job at farming.
What the Taric ult did is denied the Emperor's Divide from BDD though, because it wouldn't have done any damage, and then it would have been an Azir in there as well with a very low health Sett.
Take a look at it one more time. As Azir not yet in the fight. And then right here, the Sett ult comes out, but even if Azir goes in at that angle,
yeah, you're not going to be able to find
you're
anything
not going
to help out,
to, right? So this is one of those Taric ults that doesn't do anything maybe in this instance.
Meanwhile, Cuvee's dead.
Cuvee's dead again, so.
We don't need a replay of that one, guys. We
really
understand
don't.
what happened.
Yeah, we get it. He died.
2-0 now for both solo laners of Gen.G. The engage and the damage, both pretty much accounted for. Close to a 30 CS advantage here for Ruler, who's eyeing up that Molten Edge that will be available pretty soon. And it's pretty cookie cutter, as we said. Didn't really need the replay. But there it is anyway, if you guys were curious. That's a MOrdekaiser dying without too many options. Didn't have Death Realm available.
As the top lane turret is also dying.
Yeah.
And so, at this point of the game, it's a little bit less than a 2,000 gold lead for Gen.G, but their team composition is so much better at team fighting later.
They're looking at an Infernal Soul.
Yes.
They've had complete control over the Drakes so far this game. And Infernal Soul will be very, very good for this squad. Azir, so much consistent damage, and the Misfortune as well. And so buffing up both of those who can lay down a lot of DPS from a pretty safe range is going to be really, really scary. Heads up to anyone playing TFT at the moment. Azir, really strong champion.
Yeah,
at this point in time. Doesn't fit into a 6 Shadow comp, which is what everyone seems to be running, but otherwise, pretty good.
Well, Eternal Dragon's going to be up in 45 seconds. We'll see if Ornn can actually complete his other ornament for himself, as currently no one actually has an ornament for him to bestow.
Yeah.
As he's just waiting.
Yeah, he wants to complete his Forge Fire Cape. Will be coming in relatively soon. Vsta not spotted by the Prey Seeker, but Tremorsense is going to let Gen.G know exactly where the Aphelios is. 23 seconds, and Gen.G are so prepared for this Drake. And that's one of the fantastic things about having a Rek'Sai in your team. We often talk about Rek'Sai as this champion that does perform very well in the early stages, farms really quickly and all that sort of stuff, but Tremorsense can be pivotal in these mid to late game skirmishes around these objectives like the Drake. Playing around this vision is a possibility. It's cleared back underground, able to spot everyone out as BDD a little bit out of the way, just clearing up this minion wave. Hanwha Life grouped as 5, obliterate down onto Rascal, but Cuvee's not going to be able to find anything else. Check out the damage numbers as this continues on. You can see over there as there's the Ornn. Moonlight Vigil down onto BDD and Life, and that is going to stop any sort of follow-up engage.
Took Clid into...
I think so as now. The ultimate comes out from Lehends. They look for the re-engage, but this is that disengage you were talking about. Emperor's Divide onto 4 people! An obliteration of Hanwha Life's team members. The third Drake comes in. BDD gets himself the MVP off one team fight. They're able to take it. In fact, LS just wrote it down on the sheet of paper as I was yelling and screaming. 5,000 gold now, the lead. Sun Turret now there as BDD just skating around the mid lane, real happy about his player of the game.
So, level 14, they're going to get the Infernal Dragon. They're going to raise the mid and mid-tier 2 turret, convert this into a Baron, and then off the back of this, they're all stockpiling so much gold.
Do you know what you call this? You call this taking an inch and taking a light year.
Yeah, this is, I'm not even
That's
sure
everything.
the speed at which Gen.G was just moving. It's called a parasec?
Parsec?
Parsec?
Yeah, parsec.
Yeah, there we go. Great.
Under 12, if you're talking about Beggars Canyon.
That is, so here's what ends up happening. Cuvee with, I have no idea what's going on.
Clid's in the Death Realm, okay?
Death Realm Clid, a champion that he can't kill inside of the Death Realm for no reason. Taric ultimate comes out. Now, I talked about this. We'll just back off because there's no real way for Hanwha Life to engage, and then Superman coming straight in.
And look at the size of that wall.
Yeah.
Isn't it fantastic now?
천천히 볼게 천천히 빼면서 나 이거 강 나오긴 한다
He said, I'm going in.
한 볼게
I'm gonna go for this.
Oh my god, it was so perfect. Just so perfect.
나이스 나이스
나이스 잡았어. 욕 먹고 바로
Azir.
욕 먹고 바로.
Eat Dragon and then go to Baron.
Yep. Nice,
As,
nice. Bit of a woo, and then Azir.
What?
That's exactly what I was thinking
Whoa,
as well.
whoa. Hold on, Atlus. Hold on.
Are we
Pass me
rescinding?
the holy water. Yeah. BDD had a 10-stack Dark Seal. At that point in time, should just always get Magi.
Oh yeah,
because
absolutely.
the passive, you already have the passive granted. It's gonna scale you.
He also
so
built
well.
an Oblivion Orb instead.
What is going on?
Well, he's doing true damage to MOrdekaiser, I think. He doesn't have any magic
that
resistance.
might, you know what? You might be a little correct there. So I'm gonna dial back a little bit.
Chill out, just a little
So
bit.
when the enemy doesn't have any magic resistance, you get the 18 pen from the Sork pen boots, the 15 pen from the Oblivion Orb. Sitting on the Oblivion Orb can be valuable, but I swear to you, something if he builds a blasting one into the book.
Hey, if you build it into a Void Staff, though, Gen.G is a genius. As Haru is not. Oh, he is! Flashes over the wall as BDD gets completely outplayed by the young jungler from Hanwha's side. Clid is going to outplay Tempt there off the back end. That Petrifying Gaze didn't work, but Vsta takes a gigantic chunk of his health bar as now Cuvee's fighting Rascal underneath the turret. The turret just not caring about this Ornn whatsoever. The Death Realm put onto Clid to avoid the goat that flew by, but Clid actually wants the fight. It's Cuvee's Death Realm actually, as Clid dives on out with the tunnel as well. Rascal puts up position. Looks like Ruler's trying to take down this turret. Despite BDD getting outplayed by Haru in such a beautiful way, it looks like Gen.G still will be able to raise this base. Great sidestep from Ruler, but isn't going to be enough. The answer is yes. That's called walking casually out of the way of your demise. Hanwha don't lose the bottom inhibitor, but they are lacking their middle one.
Yeah.
And they have lost basically everything else.
He is actually getting
This is
the Morello.
so sick.
Now see, this is the reason that BDD is on stage and I'm not. He's a psychic. He knew that if he bought the Magi's here, he was gonna die and lose all the stacks immediately. So
yeah, I'm keeping that tick there.
that is exactly what's going on right now.
This is Cuvee like, look at how much of a genius I am. Then he's wait. Oh, dang it. As in fact, Clid utilizing the Death's Grasp to his to help him as well. So that worked out. As BDD does have the blasting wand. Let's hope that this game is over before we find out exactly whether or not it is going to be the Void Staff or the Morellonomicon.
So here's the thing about MOrdekaiser at this exact point in time. A similar situation actually just ended up appearing. So the math isn't totally right here, but you can bear with me.
Okay.
So MOrdekaiser right now at his current level, or actually 2 levels in the future from now, he would need to do 3,300 damage before resistances in order to heal 500 with his Conqueror inside of a team fight. And then you'd reduce 40% of that. 40% of 500. One full tick of Leandre's is going to deal 160 to 180 before resistances. This isn't factoring in madness on Azir. So
Haru's dead.
You can do the math real easy and just
actually, to be perfectly honest, I don't mind Morellonomicon in this instance because Lehends is going to be healing, Tempt is going to be healing, Cuvee is going to be Wing. You know, like there is actually healing available.
You get out.
No, I understand. Sometimes you have to call a spade, as that's a bullet time, and that's Lehends trying to blast cone his way out of there. Hanwha Life are getting corralled like cattle back to their own base, moving up the bottom lane as Life just sidesteps that death realm, and now there's not even their turret awaiting them. It's the Sun turret that's there available. Cuvee is the bastion as the teleport flies forward. Life gets the facebreaker onto Tempt. Huge shield comes out as BDD is petrified, but it's not going to be enough. The heal comes out. Cuvee looks for Life, will be able to grab that kill, but that is all he is going to be able to get. And it's Aphelios and Lee Sin versus the world now for Hanwha.
And they should be able to actually push on and end the game here potentially, depending on what Vsta and Haru end up doing.
Yeah, that's going to be the second inhibitor of the game taken down. Clid making a beeline to the bottom one that is still available. Looks like Gen.G want to be able to just shove this wave in though. We've got super creeps that are trying to deal with minions in the mid lane. They are going to be here very, very shortly. BDD at half health. It looks like Gen.G just want to get rid of all of the inhibitors, go take themselves an Infernal Soul, and win this game with a 13,000 gold lead by about that stage, I would assume. His teleport's coming in for the flank here. Gen.G, they're not going to bite. Lehends out of position. Dazzle comes in, Gen.G, Ruler just pops it. Good night, sweet prince. It's Cuvee chunked to about half health with a couple of shots. And there we go, another flash from BDD. Tidies up the AD carry. Now Tempt gets 3 shot by Ruler. That double up was insane! But they do get position. Facebreaker, that is going to be Ruler grabbing another one. The Rek'Sai deals with one off to the side, and Haru is now the man against the world. But the rest of Gen.G, they're just going to win the game.
And Hanwha Life, I mean Haru, he's trying to run right now. He's trying to preserve his KDA. Okay, I mean he tries to flash, ends up dying.
Yep, 7-1 and 5 on BDD. The Azir working out very well this game, and this will be the end at 27 minutes. Yeah. This is Gen.G coming back with a vengeance after their loss to T1.
Blazing to a 2-0 victory here.
It is only 6:30. We've got an hour and a half until the start of our Dragon X versus T1 series.
Long break.
It is going to be a very long break, but do you know